Hello and welcome to the BetHelper betting preview. The game we're going to be looking at now is the second game of the last 16, which is the USA versus Ghana, scheduled for Saturday the 26th at 7:30 p.m. Now having a look at the Asian markets, the handicap here is actually zero, so neither side are giving up or gaining an advantage. So at the moment, USA are shortening, and Ghana then are obviously drifting, so we might actually see a handicap come into play here before the kickoff. Looking at the unders and overs market, the handicap was 2.25. That is now down to 2, and it's actually since drifting at the new handicap. So we might actually see that handicap change again, or else with the influx of money we'll see what happens. The fixed odds market in Asia, it's got USA at 2.61. It's got the draw at 3.12, while Ghana come in at 2.81. So USA come out slight favourites there. If you look at Vegas, again Vegas has the handicap of 0 on the point spread. USA are at 1.88 and Ghana are at 2.06. So at the moment in Asia, the current handicap is USA 1.86. So it's a bit lower than what it is in Vegas, and they've Ghana 2.09 in Asia, while in Vegas they have a 2.06. So again, it's a bit shorter in Vegas. Have a look at the unders and overs market. In Vegas, it's the over 2 handicap, and that's at 2.1. In Asia, that's at 1.92. So there's a big difference there. Have a look at the fixed odds in Vegas. It's got the USA are flat at 2.5. The draws at 3.17, while Ghana are drifting at 2.99. They were at 2.97. Have a look at the betting exchanges now. The betting exchanges have England flat, or sorry, the USA flat at 2.76, while Ghana are flat at 3, while the draw is flat at 3.2. So again, the USA look like favourites there. Having a look at the unders and overs market, the over 2.5 goal market was actually drifting. It was at 2.7, now it's at 2.72. So they're not really expecting goals there either. Have a look at the percentages match at the betting exchanges. The USA have a 38% support, while Ghana have a 36% support, while the draw is at 26% support. So it's a pretty tight game here in terms of what people are thinking at the moment. At the moment, there's only about 100,000 matched, so that's tiny to be making any final decisions. And the over 2.5 goal market only accounts for 10% at the moment, so that is extremely low. So we'll see what happens there over the next 24 hours. Have a look at the bookies. The bookies have USA at 2.7. They've been flat since the games have been decided. Ghana are 2.87. They're also flat, while the draw is at 3.1, and the over 2.5 goal market is at 2.5. So again, the unders there look like they have the edge. Have a look at form. The USA have pretty decent form. They have 3 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in their last 6 games. They have they've beaten Algeria with a late goal there to actually seal group winners and their qualification to the last 16. They drew 2-2 with Slovenia, where again they came back late on, and they drew 1-1 with England, where again they came from a goal behind there to scrape a draw. Having a look at Ghana's form, they've 2 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses in their last 6 games. So it's not the best of records. They lost 1-0 to Germany. They drew 1-1 with Australia against 10 men, and they beat Serbia 1-0 in their opening game. There's only been one previous meeting between the two sides. It actually came in the group stages of the World Cup in 2006. Ghana won out 2-1 winners on that day. Having a look at some streaks. The USA have not won 2 games in a row since 1930. So they obviously won their last game 1-0 against Algeria. So they're looking to break a long World Cup record there. Ghana are the second side to have reached back-to-back second rounds. I think Nigeria were the other side, so Ghana are really showing that they are the best African side. The USA have lost 3 out of 4 knockout games. Um, they won their knockout game in 2002 in Japan and South Korea. Have a look at Ghana. Ghana's last 3 World Cup goals have all been penalties. So they didn't score against Germany. Their goal against Australia was a penalty, and their game against Serbia was also a penalty. So they're on a particularly good run of form with converting penalties, not on such a great record of scoring from open play or even from corners and free kicks. Have a look at the rankings. The rankings have the USA in 14th according to FIFA, while they're 20th according to the ELO rankings. Ghana come in at 32nd in the FIFA rankings, while they're 40th according to ELO. The referee for this one is Victor Kasai. He's from Hungary. He's refed 54 international games. He's given 204 yellow cards, giving an average of 3.78 yellows per game. So that's in and around the average. He's given 8 red cards, which gives him an average of 0.15 reds per game. So again, that's about average, maybe even a bit below. And he's given 13 penalties, giving an average of 0.24 penalties per game. So again, nothing major there. He's actually refed 2 games so far in this World Cup. He refed Brazil versus North Korea, where he ended up just giving the 1 yellow and no reds or penalties. There was 3 goals in that game, and Brazil obviously won out 2-1 winners. He also refed the Mexico-Uruguay game, which is the last game in Group A a couple of days ago. It was also just a 1 goal game. He gave 3 yellows on that occasion, 2 being to Mexico. And having a look at some injuries now. There's no injury worries for either manager, so that's a welcome bonus for them. There's also no suspensions in contention for this game. Having a look at the goals scored in qualifying, USA have an average of 1.9 goals scored per game, while they have an average of 1.3 goals conceded per game. So far in this tournament, they've scored an average of 1.3 goals per game, while they conceded an average of 1 goal per game. Having a look at Ghana then, they have an average of 1.5 goals scored per game, while they conceded an average of 0.5 goals per game in qualifying. They weren't in the best of groups in Africa there, so hence why they've such a good defensive record. Having a look then at their games so far, they have an average of 0.66 goals scored per game, and they've conceded an average of 0.66 goals per game. They've scored 2 and conceded 2, so they're not involved in high scoring games so far. Having a look at the probabilities now. The computer probabilities for the USA gives them a 42% chance of victory, while Ghana comes in at 37%, so just a slight advantage there for the United States. The draw comes in at 21%, so that's probably one of the highest we've seen for the draw based on the computer probabilities, other than the 2 anomalies with the Brazil-Portugal game and the Mexico-Uruguay game. Have a look at the implied probabilities based on the bookmakers odds. Gives the US a 36% chance of victory, while Ghana come in at a 33% chance of victory. So again, a very tight margin in this game, while the draw is at 31%. So that's pretty tightly packed there between the 3 different options. Have a look at some suggestions then. Again, with only 100,000 match at the betting exchanges, I'm not prepared to make any kind of big call here. It's interesting to note that the states are shortening in Asia. They're shortening in Vegas. Probably will be a handicap coming into this before the actual kickoff, so it probably will be the USA giving up a quarter. But again, we'll have to monitor that. Probably will be looking to the unders. Might look towards penalties, given Ghana's record of scoring penalties in the World Cup. This ref doesn't have a majorly high average for penalties given, but it is a slight little bit above average, so it might be something to look at. So check out twitter.com/BetHelper. As you can see there, that Ghana won in the FIFA simulation to a penalty from Asamoah Gyan. So we'll have to see if that happens again tomorrow. So we're going to leave you now with the wags from this one. The wag here is Clint Dempsey's girlfriend, and Ghana's one is Sully Montari's fiance. So check out twitter.com/BetHelper. Leave any comments below. Thanks for listening.